Welcome back. It's time for the final match today. Flash against Furious.
That's right, Tasteless. Flash barely making his way through Pig Baby. Dude, it was a slaughterhouse. It was
a slaughterhouse.
But a slaughterhouse in which Pig Baby had a cleaver as well.
He said, now it's my turn. But, you know,
that cleaver with the hooves. He's like, that's why I lost 1-2.
He's like, tonight we bathe in blood. Well, Flash survived that, and I gotta say, Pig Baby really almost made this. I mean, he almost took out Flash. And I hope to see more of Pig Baby because I do respect that he at least identified he was not going to be Flash in a straight-up game.
Yeah, and you know what? He's got the best ID to make jokes about in the world. People may think we're funny tonight. You know what? No. The real MVP is Pig Baby. And his fantastic ID.
Well, we're going into the match shortly. Game number 1, Iron Fortress. Game number 2, Coda. If we get to game number 3, Cactus Valley.
Big maps. Big match. Who wins?
Sick, Artosis. Big maps. Big match.
4-player maps, but only 2 players remain.
Oh my God. All right, let's do this. The final best of 3 starts now. HOT6. In the upper right, in the red. I want us to get ready for this, the sociopath stare that we're going to get from Curious when we do this shot. In the upper left, in the blue, he is.
Imagine him living under your bed. Ready?
Kill the Terran.
Absolutely.
I cannot.
Like, are you falling asleep or waking up? I don't know. That's a quick pull.
Pig Baby would be proud.
Pig Baby's like, oh, that's what I should have done.
The ghost of Pig Baby appears. Makes one oink and nod.
Look at
the cheese.
The ghost of Pig Baby.
Yeah.
Well, right now Flash is gearing up for Command Center first.
I love it. You know how salty Flash is going to be if you lose this game? He's like, these goddamn nerds won't play me in a normal game. This is ridiculous.
Play me for real!
Seriously.
And every Terran in the world right now collectively, see, this is what I have to put up with on the ladder every day. No one wants to play real games.
Well, the links have been made.
And his Overlord is going to find where Flash is, so those lings will be going almost completely directly there.
Now, important to note is that this command center is on the high ground, okay? He didn't make this low ground.
That's very important.
We've seen... That's what Marine King used to do, and that's why Nest T would beat him with builds like this.
Yep, no one's as greedy as Marine King.
And he sees.
Oh, the lings actually went in the wrong direction for a little bit, so that bought him extra seconds.
Yep, maybe about 2 or 3.
That is what your spirit power can do when you lend it to Flash Internet.
Yeah.
Is you made Curious send his lings in the wrong direction for like 10 seconds. But that is all the influence you have.
Yeah.
So keep cheering as hard as you can. Maybe he can do it. Well, the lings are just chilling.
What does he do from here? I mean, he's not going to. He's just going to make a hatchery.
A little bit of Tom Hatchery going.
It's so funny. It's so dumb.
It's the dumbest thing in the whole world.
There's a tomfoolery and a Pig Babery and a Tom Hatchery. Oh, he's going to come down here.
Look at this.
Ah!
If he didn't get that depot up, I was done.
That's it. I would have died.
I think you need to repair that, my friend. Okay, there you go.
SCV's pretty good. They repair and mine minerals and make buildings. So,
he almost, imagine if he didn't get that up. If you didn't get that up, that's when you just hear Artosis' headset hit the ground and just go home. I'm like, whatever, man.
What's actually happening is Artosis' head explodes. Like,
yeah. Stop playing with my heart, Flash. Jeez. I almost called him Flashless.
That's because your mind's even tasteless.
That's what this GSL may be soon, tasteless. We'll see.
It could be.
It could be Flashless. He may have to go back up Mount Olympus.
Now that he's been kicked out of GSL, he's like, well,
Mount Olympus is
Mount
far
Olympus,
away.
it's a lot better up there. I don't lose all the time.
He's like, the other gods are just so bad. He's like, Stork got last place in his group. All right, so everything's fine for Flash. He actually has an advantage here. We just have like Mr. 8 Slowlings Curious over on the other side of the map trying to recover his economy.
You got to talk about getting off to a bad start here. You make those lings, and this really doesn't affect Flash at all. He can just stay back and make more SCVs this way. So, interesting start here. Kind of funny to see that Curious actually went for this. I mean, I would assume that what we saw in the previous series had influenced Curious a little bit. He's like, well, I mean, I bet the fourth game he's cheesed at, that's really where he starts to lose his temper.
Could be. Well, it looks like he is going into 2-base Muta here. On Flash's side, he's playing like really safe. Not floating down that command center yet. Has that extra bunker. Has an SCV that's actually trapped right now.
Yeah, that little guy's stuck over there on the left side.
Yeah. I guess that Zergling Rush did get one SCV.
And now comes the drop play. He's going to come over here. There is some good Overlord distribution to check for this. But, I mean, just based off the way this game sort of started out, he might still be able to get in there and do some decent damage. I mean, Ling's speed has only just started to be upgraded.
Yeah, this could do something. Look, he's going to grab an Overlord. This is already pretty nice. Curious isn't in a great place economically speaking.
And now he's going to drop over here. Lings are coming around. And the Hellions going to go around over here. Can they get any drones?
Oh, I don't know. Some pretty good defense so far by Curious. 4 Queens and a Spine, of course. Oh, in the meantime, those Marines getting some work done.
Medevac backing up here.
5 drones killed. Going for more in the main.
This is the beginning of something. Gotta be careful. Queen's going up, but they're slow on off creep, so he can come back down here and try to harass him here as well. We know the Spire starting 14 more Lings about to hatch. I think he actually has to sack those Marines. Yep.
Gets another drone. So 8 drones total. He even got a clean in there, so you know what? Not too bad. You got those Lings that tried to rush him. It's a little bit of revenge. And he knows what's going on. I think that's really important as well.
Artosis, what's he doing? He's going for mech, the most cost-effective composition in the game.
Especially in the hands of Flash.
I love when they don't attack each other for the first 20 minutes of the game. It's so good.
That's the best.
Now we have the Viking going to go ahead and chase out this Overseer. And Flash, he did take a bowl of Mechios this morning.
Well, should be able to hold on just fine.
Wallen is too good. Lings can't do anything to touch it. Third base has started fairly late here for our Zerg player Curious.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, I think Flash is off to a very good rhythm here.
Yeah.
I think that this is going to be a really tough one here for Curious to win. Plus, they're both sharing the top part of the map. So this is a pretty pushable distance here for Flash to come out and try to attack from.
Definitely. And just having a lead in the early game allows him to go into mech very comfortably. These mutas coming a little bit late. He's going to have a Thor out pretty soon. He's got his missile turrets up. Everything looking pretty good for Flash. As long as he doesn't misstep, this should be a winnable game. Like, if you put Gumiho in this situation, I'd be like, all right, Gumiho's going to win in 35 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
In 35 minutes, Curious is a dead nerd.
Flash might be a little bit faster. And so the mutas are going to come out. There's already an ample number of Vikings. And the Vikings, they don't want to normally fully engage the mutas, but it's almost like a deterrent.
Yeah. You know, they just want to kite those mutas a little bit, put some damage on them, scare them away from flying in near turrets or Thors anymore. Yeah, the economy looking just fine. A lot of upgrades being gotten by Curious. You know, against mech in the early game, that's when you really need to be greedy as Zerg, because they don't really have good enough units to attack you at that point. The mech composition really relies on each other.
Now take a look at this. Now with 6 Vikings coming up here, and the Marines are going to meet up at the very end with that. He actually has to back out. The muta count is almost laughably small here for Curious.
Yeah.
Muta count, yeah.
It's really small. He lost some. He's making 2 more, so he's going to have 5. 5 isn't the magic number, in case you were worrying.
This is kind of bad here. We'll see how Flash's push does, because as much as TVZ is down to, you know, supply and the unit composition, a lot of times it just kind of comes down to how the engagement goes down. You know, what connects where, and how they're positioned.
Yeah, it's very true, and you see that Flash kind of taking that into consideration, building sensor towers, getting some turrets up, kind of having a zone where he can defend and move back and forth against anything that comes in.
It's also important to note that one of the primary things Zerg does when a player is meching is if the mech player tries to leave, Zerg counterattacks. Mech is not really that mobile, so if you can ever counterattack and start to really hurt them and they have to go back, it's going to be tough. But I think Flash is already completely aware of that. He seems to be walling in any other areas that he could be hit by.
Yeah, he's just in great shape here. Look at this, chasing these mutas off. Look at those 5 mutas he lost 2. He's going to have to build 2 more if he wants 5 again. I don't know if you read that article by a famous pro gamer, but 5, you need at least 5 to harass.
Yeah.
And now his harassment is dead in the water, chases with just 3 mutas. What does 3 mutas do? All 3 mutas does is chase away a warp prism that's meant for warping in zealots. That's all it does. Okay, there's not even a warp prism here yet.
Not even a Protoss, man.
No.
He's going to try to take this expansion here, and I think this is really smart, because this, even though it doesn't look like it's that far from the other Terran bases, it's a closer outpost to where Terran could push from.
Yeah. And he's going to get this filthy creep off of his doorstep most asaply.
Also, important to note is that Terran might want to try pushing into Zerg's main instead of pushing him with these expansions. The travel distance is about the same, and if you get into the main and kill it, you've won anyways.
Yeah, if you can go on top of the factories, that's definitely one way you can take out Terran. Factories kind of expensive and timely to rebuild. Uh-oh, the 3 mutas coming up. Can they do something?
Warp prisms beware.
Now, there is a missile turret at that. In fact, 2 missile turrets at that 3rd base.
I think we know who wins that fight.
Yeah. I think he needs at least 5 mutas.
All right, 2-2 is finished, putting Terran in a very good position.
It's going to have a flame here shortly. Okay, the 3 mutas
can also take out 1 tank.
If it doesn't move and there's nothing around.
Unfortunately, not the case here. I gotta say, I thought Flash was gonna push on 3 base. I'm surprised he actually went up to 4 base and is gonna allow this to go into deep late game here.
He lost his 3 mutas.
All of them?
All 3 of them.
Oh my god.
God, that's gonna be 500 minerals and 500 gas to get his harassment squad back in action.
Yeah. Hellions coming around now. And we have an expansion down here in the bottom left, spotted by the medevac. Important to note. For Curious, he's getting his Ultralisk Cavern. And we have 3 Vipers that are about to hatch.
Yeah, you know what? This is a good way to go about it. Getting Vipers out, of course. You know, what if Flash messes up and Siege is all in the same place? You throw down a couple of Blinding Clouds, you move in with Ultras, Roaches, Hydras, and Queens, and you could turn this game right back around. Like, he's got a solid economy right now, right? He's got 4 bases mining. Yeah, sure, Flash does too. We know he's ahead, guys.
We have seen that you know, a lot of Terrans will enjoy doing a push at about 150 supply or a little bit over like 160 and trying to come out. And Flash actually went for like deep end game play. He has additional orbitals inside of his base. He's landing more mules. The tech tree is pretty much all
he's getting his BC tech right now.
And
I'm not talking about Boston College tastes. I'm talking about battle cruisers.
Cattle bruisers.
That's mean. First, he kills Pig
Pigs.
Baby, and now he's abusing cattle.
Yeah, man.
This guy's a farmer's worst nightmare.
This guy's that murderer in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre slaughterhouse. This is scary stuff. I think.
Well,
I think this actually.
Is Saw. This game is more like Saw Tasteless because right now he's waiting for Curious to kill himself. Okay, he's like, run into my siege tanks. It's your only choice.
Do you truly want to live? Well, okay, so hold up. He's doing a good job getting these drones. He has to sack these Hellions because his supply is maxed out, so he needs to refill that. What? Is this still going on?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay, well...
3 meters would have cleaned this up by now.
5 much more quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a lot of drones. Look at that. 29 drones.
Here's what I'm worried about, actually, for Flash. I was more worried for him until he killed 29 drones, but... letting Zerk get this deep. Zerk can keep expanding along the bottom part of the map.
It's true.
Pretty comfortably.
But look at those missile turrets. He's got so many. Hold on. He has 26 so far. Ooh, I'm loving this style. Going into battle cruisers and more missile turrets and more siege tanks.
This looks like a BGH game. This is...
this looks much better. This looks like fastest map.
He is...
Flash isn't screwing around. He actually is waiting for careers to suicide in at some point. Look at his spread. Blinding Cloud doesn't do anything against this.
Well, I guess, yeah, he could harpoon a Viking over here.
Trade a Viking for a Viper any day of the week.
I think it is safe to say that any base beyond what Flash has already acquired, and he's acquired a lot, like 5, he has 5 bases right now. I think anything else he takes is going to be very hard to hold. Now, he probably won't need a 6th base. If you can ever think back of a moment where we ever said that Terran needs to get that 6th base or he's going to lose this, you'd be pretty hard-pressed to find one of those moments. But, well, this is going to be what he will need for the foreseeable future.
Look at this
But if
push.
we do get into insane Supreme late game, and he starts to mine out of these bases, then he will be burdened with that issue of having to expand to the bottom right, which is a little bit more distant. He is actually just making like a Great Wall of China with turrets. Like he's actually just going to completely go across the entire map.
Well, Tasteless, I tell you what, he has the Olympic rings right now in sensor towers.
Yeah.
And the gold medal in turret making.
It's like the craziest Venn diagram I've ever seen in the middle of the map.
What does all of this have in common? I'm like, well, all of it doesn't actually have anything in common.
Okay,
there might be
actually,
one little spot.
He's actually killing Thors now because he needs to free up his supply. He's getting Yamato cannon. Oh, this is crazy.
There is one little spot that has like one missile turret in it that all of these sensor towers have in common. Anything that moves through there, Flash will 100% see. There's like just no chance for it to go undetected. There's even a detector there, a missile turret.
Wow. Well, I guess we see what happens here, guys. We've gotten this far. We've gotten to the point where we've never seen people do this, and I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be effective or not. I'm also under the impression that Curious probably doesn't get to practice this, against this, I should say, very much.
Well, this is, like, we were having fun kind of joking about Gumio and how patient he was, but Flash is, like, literally 100 times more patient here. This is insane. Like, look at, he's making more and more battle cruisers. This is what he has. Let me talk to you guys. Okay, first off, he just dropped 9 mules while scanning stuff. He has 66 SCVs, 14 Vikings, 6 battle cruisers, and 21 siege tanks, along with 45 missile turrets at the moment, rising every second.
This is unreal. You know, the reason why you don't see people do this a lot, guys, is this map is actually too big. Theoretically, it's too big to actually cut in half.
You know what? There's going to be a new thing now that mech is so popular. Hold on. We actually have an attack in right now. We are going to have some blinding clouds going down. Not really doing all that much, especially with battle cruisers here. The Queen's doing their best, but he is going to have to pull it back.
Wow. He actually drove out that army, no problem.
Resistance is futile.
He's just making more battle cruisers now.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
They're the mammoths of the sky, Tasteless. Of course he's making more of them.
This is crazy.
You know,
So what, does he get enough battle cruisers and just try to push across the map with that?
he gets enough battle cruisers that, like, Furious saves the game, I think, is the point. Now, this is like...
He actually, by the way, I didn't think he was going to be able to do it, but he has successfully cut the map in half.
Completely.
Completely and totally.
He needs a couple more sensor towers at the bottom, though.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I think if there was a drop coming in exactly from the right center of the map, he wouldn't see that right away. it would take a moment. He would have to be closer to land to make that work. But like right now, Flash's MTPM is higher than anyone's I've ever seen. That's missile turret per minute. APM doesn't actually matter in this right now.
Well, I mean, I guess the game's not going to limit you on missile turrets, so
no,
you might as well.
They don't cost any supply, despite having a dude in there.
Yeah, it's true. If you actually zoom in on a missile turret, you'll see a little man actually is inside the center top part of the turret.
How else would they fire tasteless?
How do they feed him if he doesn't take supply?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe he's a Protoss and he just takes in sunlight.
Controlling the missile turret, that's not a union job, man. This is...
Certainly it is.
This is not a good position to be in, man. Maybe that makes the missile
turret. Well, you know what? You got to work your way up somewhere.
The best unit in the game. The only thing it can't do is move Artosis, but it costs no supply. It fires fast. It detects.
Oh man, that's actually sick.
Oh, look at this.
Lone Viking. Terran's first foray onto creep. 27 minutes and 54 seconds in.
I think that was the same Viking that landed in the Heart of the Swarm trailer. Yeah. Don't land your Vikings against Ultralisk skies.
It ends poorly.
Remember that when there's an entire Zerg army coming up for like a Terran, and that one Terran guy like lands his Viking and then just gets wrecked?
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, I don't know about this.
By the way, I do want to say something.
Yeah.
I actually do feel that it is appropriate to make some Swarm hosts right now.
I like it.
I absolutely think so. You need some free units out there. I also feel he should be getting some investors.
We now officially know that 3 Ultralisk does not kill a planetary with a lot of SCVs.
Oh, look at him try to attack through the missile turret wall. What is he thinking?
You know what's funny is that some of those units will try to will end up prioritizing the attack there. Here in the back. It's actually completely possible.
Guys, tell your friends this is going on. This is not a game you're going to see again. This is crazy.
Yeah, let's get some more people in here. This is an insane game. So wait a minute. The only expansion that's not taken is in the center bottom. What? There's so many command centers.
He needs more.
The viewers are Craig-asming. This is insane.
Look how many command centers he has. It's almost time to start stealing minerals from Curious by dropping mules onto his minerals.
Did he just harpoon a Viking?
Might have. Look, anything he can get at this point is cool.
Well, okay, think about this. If on this map, siege tanks can hit, if the Terran expansions in the center top, on the Terran side, it can hit the Zerg expansions to the left of that on the Zerg side, then I guess all Terran has to do is wait for Zerg to mine out, and then Terran wins. And I think that is literally what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
I think he's actually never going to attack.
Yeah.
He's going to sit here.
You just Yumoto for days.
Yeah, you just sit back and you wait for Flash.
If you attack,
or are curious to figure out what he's going to do. And meanwhile, see, you can't.
The map is too big to attack. Like he can slowly push little areas like this, but like he needs his battle cruisers to be able to defend everywhere.
Yeah.
So he can't go too far. The furthest he can go is while he's spotting the army via mass scans.
Next step is that he wants to start sacking SCVs and only using mules.
He has 20 command centers. He has 58 missile turrets.
Oh my god. Well, now he can push.
In case he was curious how that would go, not well is the answer.
And so I guess he can just break him. I guess he will attack here. I thought for a little bit, just judging by the way this game was going, he might just never bother to attack. Broodlords are coming.
38 Corruptors on the way.
Which is an insane number of Corruptors.
That'll be 42 total. 42.
Guess he's not too worried about losing these tanks.
Wasn't 42 like the answer to the universe? Like the question? The meaning of life or something?
I believe you're correct, yeah.
Holy. This means something. Curious is trying to communicate that you can't type in game or you lose. He's like, is this the meaning of life? Having the Terran never attack you? 42 corruptors. Can anyone hear me?
Well, hey, he got this expansion down here.
Yeah, he just traded like 9 siege tanks for a hatchery.
I guess in a moment like this, like it's an okay trade. Saves that expansion down there.
9 siege tanks for hatchery. He's gonna. All right. I mean, he's gonna go ahead and kill this one now.
Yep, only mules mining now. He's actually super saturated with mules. He's like, whoops, I guess I landed too many mules at that base and they're not all mining effectively and kind of ping-ponging around. Now, because Broodlords are slow, he's just going to send these tanks here and there and everywhere to do damage.
Yeah. Tanks are a great harassment unit to throw away in small numbers when you're 34 minutes in after never attacking.
I guess so.
Look at this. This is just like using Blue Flame Hellions earlier on in the game, but way more expensive.
It's crazy, but it's actually true.
Yeah. They don't kill drones as fast, but you know what? They do a number on buildings, Tasteless. Now, in the meantime, oh, look at that. 2 Broodlords going over to fight him. See, Hellions would run away from that. The Siege Tanks are going to have a much harder time. They're fatter, too, so it's hard to get away from the Broodlings. But look at this. He's actually starting to push back. Flash is like, oh my god. What the hell is that? Is that a flying swarm host?
Well, he does have some Ravens here, so Secret Missile could be very effective, and Broodlords can't really do much about Secret Missile. Here we go!
And that is a lot of point defense drones going up right now, Tasteless. He has corrupted just about everything, and GG, Curious calls it.
Flash is a god!
What a monster!
Complete beast that looked like if I were to come in and watch my cousin playing against a computer at the very end, and he's only making battle cruisers and has half the map, and I'm thinking, gosh, it's too bad you don't know how to play this game. But
you think that I was joking about him coming down from Mount Olympus? The Iliad, the Odyssey, the Battle of Troy. You know what Troy was? It was Flash's base. You know what he didn't do? Let in the Trojan horse.
And let me tell you something, I think right now, Curious, he might be Icarus flying a little bit too close to the sun.
Ooh.
Well, Curious, I don't even know what that feels like in a televised match like that. Flash just played an exhausting 3 cheese game series and said, no, you know what? No one's taking the subway home tonight. I'm doing a macro game. We're going all the way. Let's see what the Terran rabbit hole goes to. What?
This is why I'm not a pro gamer and I can't compete at this level. But if I was Flash right now, I'd message Curious. I'd be like, don't you ever early pool me again. Because I will do that every time. Curious like, oh my god.
Oh my god. He is a God-Man King.
God-Man King.
Well, let's go to game number 2. That game went on for so long, I'd actually forgotten what the second map was. It's going to be Coda. Curious is in-game Flash, bathroom break, I believe, and he'll be going into this momentarily.
I think Flash needs some electrolytes after that game. I think that's what's going on.
All right, he's back in the booth. The earbuds are going to go in. The world is watching. Can Flash defeat Curious guys, by the way, don't forget, he got Final 4 in GSL Code S last season.
Yeah. The guy is amazing. Just one dream hack. I mean, this guy he's such a good Zerg player. He's really finally coming into his own. But Flash is here. And this might be his Code S to take home. If he, again, as I said, if he makes the finals, I guarantee a victory. 100%.
I would love to have that, Artosis. I would love to see that. The map, again, Coda.
Flash staying hydrated.
Drinks the rest of that water.
Leaves some for the fish, where Curious will be sleeping soon.
You're so funny. It's so stupid, but it's funny.
Hey.
We're going into game number 2. Flash against Curious. This is the final best of 3 tonight. The winner goes on to the round of 16. The loser, well, his story ends here. Who will it be? Let's find out as our game is ready.
HOT6 GSL 시즌 3.
In the bottom right, in the red, he is
KT Rooster Flash.
Crowd's still going wild for him right now.
Go Flash. His opponent, top 4 in GSL Code S last season, is
Sven Curious.
Curious, hoping to be able to take him down here. You know what I'm hoping for? The exact same game again.
Yeah, that would be nice. Actually, you know what, man? We could have that on this map too, especially
absolutely.
more so on this map than on the other map, because this map really does reward somebody who turtles.
Yep, not as bad as Echo for sure, but definitely is a map where Flash could divide it up. Choose what's fair for both sides. Well, what do you think Curious will do here? Do you think he'll cheese?
No, actually I don't. But it's a hard one to call, right? I think he kind of got off to a bad start doing that quick pull.
Flash knew just how to punish it.
Yeah, right. Punishing him all the way to the 35-minute marker.
Yeah.
But let's see how a normal game goes. Gotta say, I really didn't expect a game like that on that map, ever, from anybody.
No, certainly. I never expected to see a game like that.
By the way, let's see here. We have some of our audience members have gone home. Understandably, it's actually getting really late here. I wasn't joking when I was saying Flash is going to make everybody miss the train. But, you know, really interesting to see him play like that. There must be some incredible deep understanding that we can't even quite lay out with some of that. Like, what made him decide to do that amongst all decisions?
I think he realizes that the cool thing about mech, and we saw this from Gumiho a lot, is if you get ahead in the early game, either through killing drones or they skip making drones to try to cheese you and it just absolutely falls flat on its face, then they can't kill you if you go mech and just turtle. So he did the ultimate turtle, he got the ultimate composition, and I think in Flash's mind he says, if I can get into that composition without taking damage, Zerg cannot kill me. I think that's what he's saying. So I think that, you know, that could be something goes for again if he doesn't take damage.
You know, maybe he will do some kind of attack here at the entrance, or an early game timing or something. I mean, well,
wait, Curious or Flash?
Curious.
Oh, okay, because I was going to... The thing is...
I mean, there might be some merit to it, because it seems like Flash is still vulnerable in that, like, early window from, like, 6 minutes to like, 11 minutes or something like that, where he can get in there and actually... He hasn't quite got all his blocks lined up, all his ducks in a row. I don't know. He is making a Baneling's Nest now here as well.
Yeah, this could be cheese. Yeah, in fact, he's mining enough gas. I believe he's going to Baneling bust.
Okay.
That is what he's going for here. I hope that the Baneling bust fails and then Flash brings it to 45 minutes with battle cruisers.
12 more Lings coming up here. Now he has the initial group of Lings up here in the front. Boom, command center.
Oh, okay. We're going to go ahead for this command center.
Oh, how funny. Look at this. He's just going to try to kill it. And it will be killed.
Hey.
Looky, looky.
Curious punching his way through. More walling coming up. Can't actually switch into the reactor for the Hellions. That's actually a really big deal. He'd really prefer to get Hellions right now.
This actually might work because he actually got in there. I guess he knew the timing that Flash likes to wall with the command center, but if you kill that SCV, because the command center takes up so much surface area, more Lings can surround it, which means it can take more damage. It's kind of funny how this works, but Banelings, Curious.
Uh-oh. Well, this is, he's going to make another layer of Wallens here. Has to do his absolute best to try to hold on. Curious going to try to punch through at the moment.
He's coming here now. He breaks it. He's breached the defenses.
Okay, he doesn't have that much left over, though. This might be something that can be held. We do have a couple Hellions out here.
By the way, there's a lot more Lings coming up here.
Yep.
The Wallen recompletes. Flash.
But that's Marines standing there tasteless. Does he try to make more Banes to punch through once again?
No, he's going to go make drones.
What is going through Curious's mind right now?
I think it's 3 letters, FML. We have him in a very bad spot. Now, SCVs were killed there. Let's remember that.
Yeah, he got 9 SCVs, and he's forced to lift. He got a lot of depots and stuff like that. He's really thrown Flash off a bit.
Zerg's ahead, and Workers can probably stay ahead for a little bit here.
And he can definitely keep him off the low ground for at least until a few more Hellions are out.
Sure, yeah. Well, I don't think Flash is going to die any more Baneling busts here.
Yeah.
This is about as walled off as you could have it.
Wall upon wall. It's like shark's teeth at this point.
The zombie flick where they've got the door nailed shut and the sofa in front of it. Well, the eBay is going to come here. You can pretty much assume that Curious is not going to do anything else from here, but you got to be safe. So
some people would be crazy. Right now, Shine would probably be making roaches, I want to say, or just lots of slow Banelings with no Zergling follow.
It's kind of true.
A little bit true, at least. All right, does get to land down here. Just gotta be careful though. If he goes out and tries to take map presence, we may see Lings run in for a counterattack.
Yeah, that's very true.
Starport on the way, second gas.
Hellions now spotting Lings in a predictable area. Curious not pulling away. Curious not pulling away. Only 3 Lings remaining. That's not much that you can do with. You want at least that dozen or so there to actually come around and maybe win a fight here and there, get a surround. So 10 more Lings now being produced.
Does look like we'll see mech from Flash here, by the way. Just in case anyone was wondering, don't worry, guys. Gonna have another mech Flash game coming up.
Well, mech is definitely, I think, the way to go on this map because it just, you get the 4 bases up so easily. Zerg can as well, but then everything else is just kind of hard. It's either pushable or it's far out enough that Terran can drop it. Zerg now getting the Spire here, and Terran also getting the 3rd command center. So it's going to slow down just for a little bit.
Yeah, certainly. I would say with the 2 Armory addition, probably for more than a little bit on Flash's side. I don't think he'll be doing any true attacks anytime soon. Maybe
not
some
every
poking
day.
out.
Not every day you see someone meching and actually going for the double armory right away.
It's he's definitely committing to his flashy type of style.
Gonna go ahead and keep this Viking out here, see if he can clear out any remaining Overlords, and he is gonna be able to get this Overseer down here in the bottom right.
Very nice. It's annoying for Curious. And Curious, of course, starting to expand. He's going to have to see the double armory, and this is where he's going to have to decide, do I get greedy or do I try to finish him?
I think he's going to get greedy. Spire now finishing up. So we're going to have 8 mutas on the way here.
All right. 8 mutas are being produced at the moment. We don't see any Evos yet. He might do some sort of a cheesy type of play. We'll see. Could just try like mass muta.
See, if he doesn't have Evos, like he is going to. Oh no, there he is. 2 Evos. Okay. I was going to say he's going to die.
Yeah. Well,
if he does not get that in the late game. You need to have those upgrades.
Yeah, he'd have to like really truly all in if he weren't going to get the Evos. But this tells us that he's preparing for a later game, realizing that the odds of killing Flash with these mutts is not very much.
These are more than mutts. These are mutts. Okay. they must mutt. They must mutt their way to victory.
Well,
because if they're just mostly mutts, then they're just done. That's it.
Yeah.
So he's going to send the command center down here in the bottom center. And, I mean, it doesn't look like if the Zerg is doing double Evo, I don't think that the Zerg is intending to do anything particularly aggressive either. So we got these guys playing single player right now, if you will.
All right, well, right now Curious trying to play double player. Not working out for him.
Yeah, get back to your base and start making more buildings and drones.
Hey. This is no rush.
No rush 35. 20 here. No rush 20.
Curious already tried it. Flash going to punish him by turtleneck once again here.
Did you say turtleneck?
Yeah, turtleneck. Not attack mech. That would be Supernova playing. He'd attack
Oh, I thought you said turtleneck, like the shirt. I'm like, what? I'm like we've been casting for a long time, guys. We're going into the deeper hours, and this is usually when our brains stop working at some point in time. So I thought that just happened to our toasters. We just suddenly said, like, banana sweater. And I'm like, what?
Well, that would be something new and fresh to say.
Yeah, it would mix it up a little bit.
Something new and fresh happening in this game is 10 more mutas on the way.
So he's going to stick with just mass muta, and he's going to get some roaches down here along with that.
Okay, well, you know what? The mass muta, he might be able to get something to happen here.
Well, this is a map where all 3 bases for Terran right now are on the high ground. They're very defendable. And I would even say defendable by air as well. I think it's kind of a tight enough little area that you can get a good turret wall up there and be okay.
Now,
but right over here in the main, there's just one turret. This is not enough.
Yeah, 15 mutas will be able to take that down. They have +1 attack as well, so they will eventually take that down. Lang's actually counterattacking there.
Wow, how long did that turret stay alive? Are you kidding me?
Really long time. He did kill quite a few SCVs, though.
Now he comes down here again. Full-on engage here with the Vikings. The Thors are in the back.
Really nice play there, taking out quite a few Vikings at the moment. And, well, it looks like he wants to magic box these Thors. I don't think that's going to work. Like, he's going to get more SCVs because they have to come repair. But look, 21 SCVs. He's doing a lot better than the last game already. Targeting down all those SCVs.
Still here. That was way too long.
Look, 27 SCVs killed.
Yep, that's true, but a lot of mutas lost there. 14 mutas killed so far.
Makes a bunch more.
That basically all just happened just there. So he's back up to 14 mutas in his army now. Getting a Hydra Den.
14 mutas twice, you say? What does that mean? What is Curious trying to tell us now?
I don't know, man. This is crazy. Starport is gonna... Excuse me, that's actually a barracks lane there. Starport continuing to crank out Vikings here, as it's going to be air versus air here for a little bit. And if it stays air versus air for a long time, we might end up seeing Vikings along with Ravens.
No, I think a couple more Thors could be all right as well. He wants to be careful, though. If you overmake Thors, then suddenly the ground army of Zerg can be scary. Now, we're about to have 2-2 on all these mech units, so that could be an issue. Takes out double missile turret here. Flash wasn't expecting that. He wasn't ready for that. Look at this. Picking off some more SCVs. Going after these Vikings now. Curious getting some pretty good damage all over the place.
Yeah, he's definitely doing something. He's definitely interrupting the mining over here in the main. And while this is going on, Curious is effectively expanding elsewhere on the map here, now having a 5th base that should be set up here. The question, though, is after Flash is maxed out, and he should eventually get adequate defense here, can Curious survive a push from Flash? Because it's not a long travel distance.
Well, you know what? He's making a lot of Hydras right now. He's getting all sorts of upgrades. He's going to have 2-2. I kind of like the way he's playing this. He's like forcing a lot of money being spent on anti-air and trying to get some sort of ground army that can do something here. And you know what? With this many Hydras, he might be able to like snipe a bunch of Vikings and have the mutas play a part in the main battle as well. That's a possibility.
Well, here's Flash's 4th base. This is a great outpost to push from. Whenever you have anything like this set up, you get the turrets there. Any other defense you can get, sensor towers as well. It just makes it so convenient to push out from and actually try to hit these bases. And it looks like the mutas are going to start hitting these Vikings in what is a shockingly slowed down air battle for a GSL Code S. And that will knock it down to just 1 Viking here with 2 mutas remaining, at least within that group. Sorry, I got to use your PC for a sec. What does the muta count at now? It's actually literally just 2 mutas. That's worse than 3, Artosis.
Is it? I feel like 3 takes up 6 supply and 2 takes up 4.
I like it better when it's just 1 muta, man. It's Muttosis.
Muttosis.
Muttosis is the muta that actually...
around with the giant glaives, one-shotting buildings.
Muttosis has exactly 110 hit points and has 4 glaives, but the 4th glaive does 0 damage, so...
Well, you know the thing about Muttosis.
Yeah.
He's followed around by 90 queens.
Oh, wow.
That just transfuse for days.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a pretty
And they also deal most of the damage, too. But,
okay, Ultra Cavern almost finished here.
you know, Curious has definitely given himself a kind of an interesting position in this game. He's got 5 bases. He's got insane creep spread. He's got good upgrades. Those mutas really did buy him all sorts of times. And look at this. How many turrets does Flash have? He only has 13 turrets.
He's really slacking on this
Oh,
one.
man.
I expect at least 47 turrets like the previous game we had.
The previous game hit 60.
Did it really?
Yeah. It was one time I checked, it was at 58, and I know he kept making them, so.
Well, he's going to start stacking Hellions over here. Might as well. Leave the babies alone.
Queen's blocking that ramp. 4 command centers on the way. Battlecruiser tech as well. Flash getting ready for what needs to be done.
The Hydras are coming up here now. And
Good
he's
pulls.
harpooned all of that.
Wow.
The Hydra's really able to deal all that damage very easily by just getting them right next to him. But that's going to be the limit, as there's just countless more siege tanks behind the defenses here of Flash.
Fantastic harpoons. And you know what? He's still making Ultras. He's still making Vipers. This is actually pretty good. Flash is low on money right now as well. But you know what I'd love to see is like a switch back into mutas here. To be honest, like you yank a couple Thors and kill a couple Vikings, it's like, is he going to remake those? Well, he is, so he actually expects that. So actually, Curious won that mind game, because Artosis would have made mutas and been sad. How'd you know? Why do you have Thors?
This is why you're a caster and I'm a player.
Well, feeling sounds so smart looking at the whole screen.
Well, does Terran actually try to take the bottom left? I guess he can. I
Eventually.
guess after what we saw in the previous game, I guess Terran can do whatever the hell he wants because he Flash makes it work.
Well, we will see about that. A lot of Ultras are out here right now, Tasteless.
Yes. Although in previous games we've cast where there's been turtling on this map, Ultras didn't fare too well.
It can be
tough.
tough.
It was the PVZ we casted, but they have these kind of clunky areas, these narrow hallways and boxy locations.
Ultras want to be on like wide open area on creep.
You got to let them run free, man.
Yeah.
It's like a big dog, man. You got to have a big yard for the Ultra to play in.
They're big Zerg units. And
you got a studio apartment, don't get a pet Ultralist, man. You're a bad owner.
Yeah, seriously. He doesn't want to sit inside all day. He needs to walk.
He needs to run around.
Well, here he goes. They're all running down the hill right now. Lots of transfusions going down, keeping them alive. We do have to the right, a lot of blinding clouds. Right now they're getting on top of a bunch of these Thors as well, but the Ultras are going to be cleaned up here rather quickly, and Queens don't want to walk into siege tank lines.
Yeah, he's starting to shave off a lot of the remaining tanks here, but you know, when you look at the supplies here, it's definitely Curious. It's coming out not on top.
He saw it! Oh, there he goes. Oh my god. Some ancestral healing going on these Ultras. I didn't know Rhaegar was in this game.
Well, that happened. Let's see the aftermath of it. It's 155 supply to 180 or 191 now here. So Zerg is actually maxing out quite quickly. Zerg also with some excess minerals, but Terran is the one with a little bit more excess gas, which is a little bit more important when you're in this phase of the game. As long as you have minerals coming in, you just want to always have a lot of gas.
Yeah.
Well, you always want to be spending the gas, but if at the end of a battle and all that's happening, you still have gas, that's even better.
Well, right now it's like Flash isn't able to max out quite. He needs to really button down the hatches. Can't let Curious get trades like that over and over, because Curious has endless larva right now. He's like sitting at over 60, and yeah, he's actually over 70 larva at the moment, and plenty of banks, so he can remax very, very quickly here. But Flash cannot. Flash is very, very low, and finally does max out, but can't replace too easily.
Well, this is what I was talking about with the Ultras. I mean, when you get them in these box areas, it's much tougher for them to maneuver through. However, it's also not entirely clear that Flash has enough to defend this with this many Ultras coming up now.
Well,
looks like he does. Hey, that's what makes those turrets so handy.
Yeah, they really buy a lot of time. If you want to trade some Ultras to kill like 7 turrets and 2 siege tanks, that's fine. Flash is cool with that.
Guys,
You'll rebuild.
Let's not forget our turret trivia, guys. If you zoom in on the turret, you will see there's, in fact, a little man in that turret. And you got to wonder if he gets dizzy, actually, with that turret spinning all day. That can't be healthy. But
Probably takes Dramamine.
it'd be must, right?
Make you tired, though.
Yet, with that turret, with the one little man in there, that guy doesn't cost any supply.
No, he's free.
Yeah, that makes the turret the best unit in the game, guys.
Definitely. Just like the photon cannon. And the spine crawler, truly, and spore crawler, they can actually get up and move.
Well, they're okay. They can't. They have to be on creep, you know.
No, they don't. You could plant them on creep and then get the creep away. They just bleed out, you know.
I'm not sold on this one, or toes.
They can walk off creep.
All right, we got the hatch. Actually, we have a hatch being made over in the Terran side of the map.
They have the illusion of freedom, is what you're saying.
The Greater Spire is almost done. Zerg again now with about $4 grand in minerals, $2 grand in Vespian gas. So potentially that's a lot of Broodlords and Corruptors if he wants to bring the game in that direction. Flash is once again going for battle cruisers. And by the way, Flash is playing this in a style we haven't really seen ever in StarCraft II,
Like
to this degree of effectiveness.
It's the super turtle.
Yeah.
Well, right now we do have these ultras pushing up again, but hey, on those transfusions, guess what? He just killed 3, and maybe a 4th turret. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Hold on. 4 turrets. It just burnt down. He killed 4 turrets without losing anything, just using energy. Long term, that's plus EV.
That is already.
That's right.
Well, it looks like they might want to try to engage in over here again. What is the biggest turtle in the world?
The Galapagos tortoise, perhaps?
So this is like...
Or there might be a giant sea turtle that's
We need to figure out what the biggest turtle is, because that's what this play should be named after. This is seriously like turtling into... What is it? We're at 30 minutes. We're about to run out of expansions on the map.
You know, a lot of people wonder whatever happened to Beyond Prime. But I know now. Flash devoured his soul.
Ah, that's how he does it.
Yeah, that's...
If he consumes him, then he gets his soul, and that's
right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Probably has Gumio's towel in his back pocket right now as well. These ultras, this is a hit squad of ultras, guys. One dies. Oh, here he comes again. Queen's tanking those shots. Bunch of transfusions, not much dying. Hey, those ultras did really well. And look at this, going to work on missile turrets once again.
So it'll be about 10 more minutes before he gets rid of the turrets over there. There's so many of them. Scans going down everywhere. This base has now been acquired. Now, here's what you got to keep in mind on this map, guys. So there's 4 expansions sort of in the center. It might be a little bit hard to see now, but there's one to the left, one to the right, lower side of the center of the screen here on the map. And then there's one upper and one to the right for Zerg up there. Now, because Terran's meching right now and Terran is successfully stabilized and has pretty solid control over his side of the map, there's almost no push distance for Terran to hit the Zerg. Whereas even if Zerg attacks in here, it does not get any easier because they're closer together for Zerg to crack the Terran and meching. And so, like, in theory, as long as Terran can continue to not be cracked, then I think Terran just wins based off of distribution of minerals and who can mine and who can utilize what over time.
I see what you're saying. I do want to mention Curious is doing a fantastic job this time. Like, he's running up, getting some damage, non-stop transfusions, and getting out of there. Like, he's not losing anything. He's just using energy. And letting his units heal naturally a little bit as well and regain their energy. And he did pull in 1 battle cruiser so far and kill it with Queens. So, right now, Curious is outplaying Flash in a way.
Yeah,
he has a chance, absolutely. Look at the banks, too. He's almost up to 10K.
Oh my God, you're right. He is almost up to 10K. So what's crazy about moments like this is you can remake your army so fast, assuming that you have the production facilities. Now for Zerg, that's pretty easy, right? Oh my God. All right.
Oh, you know what he's doing? Canceling while he builds supply, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Brood Lords.
We're going to see possibly the largest army ever in our casting history in StarCraft II because he has so much money, he can actually make this an absurd number.
Well, he doesn't actually cancel those. He attacks instead. Going forward with these queens, he's trading a lot right now. He has those blinding clouds down, and the Siege Tank's actually staying way back, so the queen's actually getting, I guess, quote-unquote, a fair fight here. And you know what? He has a lot of corruptors to back this up, right? No, he only has 8. Never mind.
Yeah, not a ton. You can see the queens don't really do much damage to these battle cruisers. Wow.
Some sick fungals, though, on these Vikings. They've taken a lot of damage. 35 corruptors on the way, 4 infestors as well.
Scans the army immediately to see that there are brood lords over there. Spore crawlers unburrow.
Quite a few spores.
And, you know, with that short push distance I was talking about, Flash can, the moment he sees that the army for Curious is out of position, he can jump over there. Now, normally, Terran's going to be more careful when they move out, but if you see they're going brood lords are not fast, okay? Like, you can pretty much run away from him if you do it right, and you can always go around him. And I think that's what he's looking to do right here.
Well, looks like right now we have a lot of corruptors coming in right now. That was almost 50 that started the battle. They're starting to take out a lot of these battle cruisers. In fact, a fungal goes down on these Vikings, pushing forward another fungal cast. A third fungal looks like it's on the way, Tasus. He might actually be able to take out this air army.
He is going to do just that.
Oh my God.
And he can keep pushing from here. Flash at 117 supply.
Curious is punching through, Tasteless. The unstoppable force of Flash Mech is being taken out.
My God, he's remaking all these Vikings here, but already 10 more Corruptors are coming up. And with the Corruptors coming down now and starting to zone out the rest of this army, let's see what he could actually do here. The Siege Tank's now hitting the hatchery over here on the upper right. I agree with all the mass links being made. I think he needs to come in here and do a lot of damage very, very quickly. You cannot let Flash sit on this and remake. You cannot let him use the building blocks he has to get back into a game here.
Look at this. Now he's starting to attack with his Lings, man. He has that one Hydra there too, dealing some damage, but these Lings, he has a lot of minerals banked up, so decide to get some of those. There's not that many ground units really left over. This is mostly an air army. Look at that. These Siege Tanks gonna be surrounded and killed off by the Lings.
Landing these Vikings so they can maybe soak a little bit more damage here from these remaining Zerglings that are coming down now. Brood Lord slowly pushing forward here. And, you know, to be honest, he's going to get right over the production facilities with these Brood Lords if he does this right. And from there, everything that Terran makes just dies. Now, can you check on the preview PCR, Tosis? Yeah. How many bases have minerals that he can mine from? Because I think that
Flash is only mining from bottom left, and that one that's full of mules, that's like the new one near the creep.
Okay.
And then Curious has 2 bases that he's really mining from as well. One which is trying to be attacked, but these Hydras will clean that up.
So I thought he was going to maybe send the Brood Lords to the Corruptors to the bottom right and maybe try to end it that way, but instead he's much more confident sending it over here to the left and bottom left.
Yeah, that's the really mining base right there, so that's a good one. Ooh, in the meantime, Flash actually really hurting the economy of Curious over here as well.
Brood Lords now gnawing their way through the remaining planetary over here. They should be heading to the bottom left next. Try to do more damage down there.
It looks like that planetary will be taken out. Flash almost completely out of resources right now, making his last few Vikings, his last few Ravens as well. And you know what? We might actually see him try to do like super turtle mode, like float in a corner and go for a draw. That is an actual possibility here. It's like to get enough anti-air that you could never die. Now, I don't think so because there's enough minerals in the map. You would think Curious would eventually kill it off, so I think his best chance is to go for an engagement, but here we go. Pushing forward, he really spreads those Vikings to try to minimize the damage from Fungal. Some great Fungals do go off, though.
More and more Vikings are slowly chewing through these Corruptors here. And there are Hydras over here at the top, but this I don't think it's going to be enough. The Ravens are out, and I guess he does kill off this air army.
Yeah, he actually does kill the air army, but the Hydra's like killing off most of these Vikings.
Hold up. 80 supply to 118. Neither of these guys have a lot of minerals or gas now, which makes this especially weird. also, I believe Flash can only mine from the bottom left, right? So Flash,
yeah, that's it.
Flash is like barely alive.
He's lost 114 SUs this game. Yeah, it's turning back into kind of ground armies at this point. We have Ultras on the way. We have Hydras on the way. There's a few Lings out. We still have 3 Infestors. Whereas there's 11 Siege Shanks, 12 Vikings for Flash. He's trying to remake his SUVs because he went down to 9 during that all.
Yeah,
and this
17 workers is 60, man.
Dude, this is crazy.
Long distance mining now. And that's a place he could hit with siege tanks, by the way. All he has to do is put a siege tank there, but I guess the first thing he has to do is actually check. Oh, he's doing it. He knows.
Well, that sucks. Still worth any minerals he can get at this point. Not many mineral patches left on this map.
Incomes are actually starting to even out a little bit here.
Couple Vipers being created. You know, those Hydras under the Vikings really gave Curious a chance in this game.
Yeah, well, they got so many kills there.
Yeah, they really did.
I guess the other big question is, what is Zerg building up to? It looks like he's going back into Ling Ultra.
Yeah, Ling Ultra Hydra Queen with a few Vipers, a few Infestors. That is the plan. Good defense.
I don't know. I think Flash might be too spread out.
I think you're right. I think he's going to die. I think he can be broken, absolutely.
Mech literally can't do this unless it's so maxed out and there's those turret walls that we saw.
If you tank with your Queens and Lings going in, throw down 2 Blinding Clouds and transfuse the Ultras, I think he ends up winning this. The Vikings are going to have to land.
I believe Curious wins in a second.
I think so.
I think Curious, but
maybe not.
Well, no, hold up. Okay, so it's now 120 to 135. So actually, Curious's supply, interestingly enough, is not moving up really.
It's not outstanding.
And it's also important to note that so a while back, see they're much closer in supply now, but that time back there when Zerg was ahead by a considerable amount, I guess it was mostly workers, right? So,
well, here we go, Tasteless. It looks like he's running in right now. Ultra's being pounded so quickly, barely able to keep any alive. And it looks like some Blinding Clouds do go down. The Hydras and Queens coming in, trying to deal some damage. 3 Ultras still remaining. Some transfuses left as well. Vikings do land, just like the cinematic we all know and love. And he gets
GG!
Whoa!
Oh my God!
Curious just reacted so strongly here, as if he had just won the whole match, but in fact, it's only tied up 1-1.
We still got one more game in a best of 3 that is proving to be longer than all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies combined.
Wow, madness. Madness, Tasteless.
Oh my God. Unreal. Does game 3 go that long? Will it be that epic? Man, I hope so.
Me too. Curious played so much better that time. It was insane. Like, he was so cost efficient all over the place. He was so smart with every move. Didn't throw anything away. Like, the amount he has improved and learned between game 1 and 2 is shocking. And our last map is going to be Cactus Valley. That is a big map. It's a big, big map.
I believe Flash has another break in here. We got some buddies here. Lenok and Legend in the booth right now talking to Curious. These guys all old teammates. You know everybody, I don't care how good you are at StarCraft or how bad you are. These games are making everybody think. We're seeing the, 1 in 100 StarCraft games back-to-back 2 in a row now. Whew.
Oh, with Flash, I think we're going to see a lot more games like this. A lot.
Well, Flash should be back in the booth soon. Guys, tell your buddies to tune in here. Tell them to join us.
This is exciting. Flash on the brink of possibly getting around to 16.
Yep.
Curious, not wanting to go back to his old ways after having the most success of his entire career in the last few months.
Craziness, man. Both these guys, I'm happy with either one going on. I really am.
Yeah.
But wow, you can really see that actually Flash has a very different and very complex way of approaching TVZ now. It is one of patience. It is one of tenacity.
It is one of battle cruisers.
That's right.
He is the defensiest defensor that ever defensed Caseless.
Okay, I figured it out. You know how, like, I was saying, what is the biggest turtle in the world? Because that's what this build is. Flash is that turtle from the never-ending story. Okay? It's like, we don't care. Sinks in there. That was a big-ass turtle.
I think that is a big. You know, if he was something from the never-ending story, though, I would call him the Nothing. It's like Pierce, like, oh my God, the Nothing's coming.
There's nothing.
So slowly.
And you know who Tastosis is? We're Falcor.
We're Falcor.
We're Falcor.
You're Falcor. I'm the Rock guy.
The second one, I used to have strong hands. All right, we're going into game number 3, the last game of this GSL Code S today.
HOT6
Who's going to move on?
GSL?
Flash and Curious? Let's find out. In the upper right, in the red, he is.
KT Rooster 플래시.
In the bottom right, in the blue, he is.
스베누 큐리어스.
Alrighty. Well, we just gotta sit here and wait and see what these guys want to go for. Something tells me Flash might back.
Waited 5 years and you're finally here.
Sick.
We got some support from Curious. You got to respect Curious in this series, man. I mean, Flash really throwing a curveball here.
Yeah. Gotta respect people that have watched GSL for 5 years as well.
Absolutely.
Old school. That's right. We're just turning 5 years old now at GSL.
Yeah, that's true.
In like 1 month? Something like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
You guys stayed.
Wow.
We're impressed.
You guys are the real winners tonight.
You guys are the real champions.
A long night indeed.
Yeah, I think no one's taking the train tonight, buddy.
Maybe not. Jumping in a taxi afterwards. But you know what? That'll be fine, because probably the driver will be talking to me about the match.
This game with the Flash.
Oh my God, the turtle was real.
You guys stayed too. We're impressed.
It's a pretty fantastic night.
It is. And it's okay, guys. Those of you who stayed here in the studio, it's Korea. Everything's still open after this.
Oh yeah, no problem.
You guys can still have your night out.
Late night, definitely fun in Korea.
Yeah, good nightlife out here. So far we really can't glean much of anything from what these builds are so far. Again, we got to keep an eye on Flash and see, okay, if he does mech, like, is he going to do that mech where he does an attack for the whole game? You remember in the last game when he was like, oh, I got to get rid of these tanks, I'll use these as harassing units. Because I need to make more battle cruisers and Thors.
It's actually not that unlike when people used to go Brood Lords and you'd have like 2 Immortals. Just like, okay, I'll drop these off in a Warp Prism, try to snipe a hatch. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's an only right way to use them. They're really not going to be useful.
We're going to be completely out of energy after this cast, man. We've been going super late here tonight.
Indeed.
What happens is that once we get done here, Golem has 2 coffins downstairs, and Arctos and I will each crawl into one of them. They'll close it and bury us.
That's it.
All right, we got more lings coming up here.
Dig it up next Wednesday. They dig it up next Wednesday and we're both dead. They're like, oh my God.
That's when they get Golem's Necromancer to bring us alive.
All right, well, the first factory of many is on the way. The first queen of many is on the way.
Yeah.
Or actually, he already has 2 queens. The third queen of many is on the way.
How did you not know who were the queens? That's so funny.
I'm just conserving energy right now, to be honest.
You're like, what is it, 5 minutes? Hold on, guys. The first queen is on the way. What the hell? Yeah, sorry. We've been casting for a long time tonight. It's gone on super late.
Dude, I'm like a Mothership Core man. I'm used to still 100 energy for this game.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
It's,
Well, he's swapped the factory there.
Yeah, he scouted the command center, by the way. That was a nice scout with the Overlord. Oh, wait, no. I don't think he did see it. The Overlord, like, flew close, but no, it didn't go far enough down. So he actually doesn't know about it yet. But he saw, like, the timing of the starport, so he can actually just look at that and say, okay, you must have a third command. Curious ain't a dummy. As we definitely saw in that last game.
He is, he's a smart cookie, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed Curious has handled these games as well as he has. You can be a pro gamer and play all the time and not have practice games like this ever. Depending on how people play,
yeah,
I mean, it's
you won't find many people that are willing to play like this.
Yeah,
a lot of people like some people, believe it or not, do not even enjoy to play like this. This is actually the way that I truly do enjoy to play. Just like starve people out and just be like, hey, we can use all these minerals on this map. My strategy's better than yours. But a lot of people don't like to use it and will attack and feel like. And the thing is, you have to have such a mastery of the end game. Yeah. Which obviously Flash has, but Curious showed in that last game he absolutely has it too. Like he understands that you have to really look at your bank, you know, your production facilities, placements of everything. Just there's so much to consider, and it's something that you really have to practice to get good at.
Spire starting, Baneling's Nest finishing. There's only one armory, right? He doesn't have a second one anywhere, because last time he had 2 armories at this phase of the game.
Yeah, he's going for 1 armory for now. He's trying to give the illusion of some sort of timing mech. But there is no timing mech. The only timing is old age. You know, the thing is, there's a lot of ways you might die through your life, but one thing is for certain tasteless. At the end, you will go. And that is the way that Flash plays this.
Yeah, he's, I gotta say, it's pretty impressive. I mean, on a day like today, I mean, stamina is a big factor, right? You're playing against all these different players. Flash has had a bumpy day, as is Curious. To then say I'm gonna end this in the long run, I'm gonna go all the way. It's kind of crazy.
Curious has the stamina. I just saw him put a changeling under a factory that was trying to switch.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think Curious is probably angry at Flash right now. I don't normally say things like that, but I think Curious is like, no, I am not losing this series.
Yeah.
You are not taking this from me. I'm not the gatekeeper!
Oh, is he gonna get under? Almost. That would have been cool had he gotten under there.
Flash sees it. He doesn't even need detection. He's like, I'm Marine, I don't make those.
This is mech,
Those things are soft. What the hell? 2 of them for the bunker early, that's all you need.
The only mortals I make go inside of robots.
All right, that move is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Gains a lot of health, so they get to live.
We got 4th base coming down here now in the bottom left.
Okie dokie. Some missile turrets up, Vikings being produced. One Viking went out of position there, he's going to be careful. Curious has been pretty on top of turning on Vikings. Not quite. Second armory on the way, by the way.
Additional hatchery here for Curious, getting the macro hatchery up.
Yep,
the command center here.
It's getting all sorts of tech. Look at that production tab for Curious. It's like, all right, get everything, because you need everything to beat mech. Except he didn't use drops that last game, did he?
No, but I can't say I blame him. There were so many Vikings in so many moments.
Yeah, the amount of missile turrets.
Because here's the thing, you could drop, and even if you didn't get hit by the Vikings are going to kill the Overlords later, and then you've lost. I don't even want to know how many minerals that would end up being. Like,
seriously, Overlords should be able to land. You're right.
Yeah, they should be able to land like Vikings. And just
why wouldn't they be able to land? They just float forever. You know what? They'd probably look at the ground, and they're like, I wonder what that's like. The only way I'll ever know is if I explode and hit it.
Well, they couldn't land on those cactuses, that's for sure.
No.
Not gonna be able to get in there. Vikings still patrolling around right now. I believe it was it game 1 we had Flash actually successfully gunned down tons of mutas with his Vikings. He kept winning those fights until eventually Curious how to transition out of Vikings.
Yeah. Well, it looks like right now Curious is going to go ahead and win that battle. Going up against these Vikings right now with his mutas.
Well, this is kind of a funny exchange here. And
yeah, I'm like,
no one's going to micro anything there, man. They're just going to watch.
They're busy doing other stuff.
We could have had two computers attacking each other there.
You know what I want to see from Curious?
What?
Is rows of spines at all his bases so Blue Flame Hellions can never get him. Just like make a row that they literally can't walk past, and they get punished by that row.
That'd be a lot of spines on this map.
Yeah, it may as well. If Flash can make 60 missile turrets, you can make 20 spines.
Well, sort of, except that all those drones have to turn into the spines, and then you got to get the drones again. So.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, you know what?
I saw how many minerals he had in that last game, Taste. I don't think it's an issue, man. I think he can do it. I think he can write Curious in evolution chambers on the left side of the map, like if he wants to. I don't think that's going to be what costs him the game.
Oh, another hatchery coming down over here. Two more, as this will now signify that Curious is taking the entire bottom side of the map.
Yeah, he won't drone that yet. Those are placeholder hatcheries. Those are kind of like the cards that you put down for guests at a dinner to make sure everyone knows where they sit. It's like, this is a Curious base. I'm putting a hatchery here. Later on, I'm going to mine. But, you know, on this map, it's so long. Even on Iron Fortress will that work.
You see those Vikings hitting those Overlords? It's actually pretty bad.
Oh, looks like a nice flank on these aliens. Does lose 11, 15 drones. So how many spines could he have had for 15 drones? Let's count that up. A lot.
A lot, Tosis.
Yeah, he could have had, well, I guess 5 spines. It's okay.
Well, I mean, I guess
got it.
we're getting to that point of the game now. See, he's now making all these different starports up here because he needs to be able to make either a ton of starport units or a ton of factory units, and he needs to be able to switch between the two or do it all at once. Zerg, of course, needs to bank up a ton of larvae. Ultralisk Cavern now finishing, and Zerg not with a lot of gas, right? Or excuse me, actually, yeah, Zerg does have a lot of gas. I was looking at Terran's gas for a second. Zerg has got a decent amount of gas here, so this might be the part of the game where he wants to go ahead and do that. Yeah, now, this map is so massive, you would never expect somebody to mech like this on it, but the rules apparently don't apply to Flash.
No.
Now remember, Flash wasn't the best in Brood War at the start. That was Slayer's Boxer, okay? He was actually someone who got good at Brood War much later at the end. And StarCraft 2's been out for a while, and maybe Flash has something that he's going to show us after years of playing StarCraft 2 that sort of, it might seem weird, it might seem off at first, but in fact, if done correctly, it might be the best way to play the game.
Could be. So far, it's looking pretty awesome. We do see Curious, though. He's playing this game like he's Raptors, just touching all the edges of the fence, testing everything.
Then we're going to have that moment where Curious and Flash engage each other, and then they start to communicate, and then you and I as casters go, Flash is part Raptor too, and then they both turn on us and kill the audience and us. That was like the worst part of that whole movie.
That was, no, the very worst was the last line. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, though.
Oh yeah, because that's
I'll let you truly
that's
find.
A great story they told in that movie, man.
It was a fun movie, though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Dinosaurs are cool. I like dinosaurs. So we are going up to battle cruisers. Flash taking another base here. He is pretty spread out, and look at that creep right now. It's pretty intense creep going on. He has 123 creep tumors.
Now, imagine
start telling you guys cool numbers.
The death this Zergling's going to have when there's a scan available. The firepower that will be unleashed on him. Well, there's not like this. Well, every base on the bottom is owned by Curious. There's turrets everywhere, and now we're getting to the point where they're going to start banking up a lot. Nice flying clouds go down. Roaches and Hydras now spilling in.
Yeah, this is a very nice attack indeed. Those Roaches starting to get on top of some of these siege tanks here. It's going to be able to take out that base. Probably going to want to back up from there, though. all right. Just build another command center, remake those turrets.
See, one thing to note is that this map can't quite be cut in half by Terran as easily because Zerg's already pushed his creep all the way across. Have we had a game with creep spread this crazy? I mean, it's a bit rarer.
That's a lot of creep spread.
That's a incredible amount of creep, and he's not even done.
I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. He's going to have maybe the most insane creep spread ever.
I think so. And the problem with facing off against mech is that it's hard to really get in there and do the damage. You're always going to be receiving the damage before you can deal it.
Yeah.
If you're meching, and when you have a maxed out Terran, well, that's a perfect moment where you're just going to get hit with so much.
So much.
So much.
The volleys are real. Well, I mean, this is, he's sucking up the energy. He's getting ready for his next phase here. He is going with the upgrades on the Spire. He's going to need to get 3-3 with that. He also needs to get, of course, the +3 on melee attack. He's going to need every single upgrade to fight this battle.
As the game goes on, Curious is very carefully burrowed the Lings here and there at these various expansions. Just wants to try to slow down Terran as much as possible. There's basically two areas that Zerg can try to attack, and I don't know if either one's that good, but it's the shot we got here. This is like the bottom right branch, and then there's the upper left branch around over here. From there, if he does it just right, it's possible Terran doesn't have the right amount of units in the right spot.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? In a situation like this, I do have to say, like, as much as I make fun of Niduses, I think I would have a few Niduses around.
Yeah, I agree.
The map is big enough, and he has such control, and he knows how Flash plays already. I feel like having a few Niduses around could be actually a powerful move to... And just having them to possibly pop up if you start to make any advances. But, like, for instance, you could Nidus from the right side, attack with everything, he moves his army over there, bam, Nidus out the left side, attack everything there. And I feel a move like that would actually be good here.
He's going to come in once again. He's going to just click down on all these structures and shave his way through. The Ultra is getting closer and closer to actually being able to get these tanks right now. But eventually he has to pull out. Queens and all. And Terran is serious about taking this upper left base.
Yeah, he wasn't joking. He needs more bases eventually. That's for real.
Scans going down everywhere. Now, when we get into a game like this, okay, you'll always notice that Zerg starts to get a lot of minerals and gas first. That's because Zerg's always expanding ahead. Zerg maxes out normally before their opponent. Zerg has more bases almost always before their opponent. And so that's where Zerg gets to get in this kind of cool spot. So yeah, Zerg couldn't attack mech, right? Oh, especially not Flash's mech. He can't get in there, he can't do damage. But what he can do is take so many bases that he has this ridiculous bank.
Yeah.
And this is where we get to see Zerg get kind of creative and see if they can't, you know, go from one major unit composition and then completely switch it up to another unit composition. Problem is, the way Flash is meching in this, it seems to sort of have an answer for everything.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of what he's doing. He wants the ultimate end game, something that just can't lose if he does it right. And, you know, maybe he found that, maybe he didn't. Curious is playing a very strong game. The last game was very strong as well. And, I mean, he's... Look at the map. It's mostly purple.
It is.
Zerg color.
He's coming up now.
Hey, look at this. Nice little engagement here.
God, how many turrets are on this map right now?
Let me see for you, Taste. It's only 31 right now. You really could fix that, though.
All right, we're getting close to 10K minerals, 10K gas here, which is kind of crazy.
Only 14 command centers.
Huh.
I feel like you could use a few more of those.
Scans continuing to go down. He's trying to find where the army is so he knows where he has to get his defenses set up. This is going to be much easier for Terran, by the way, when that center right base is going to be mined out. Because that's the part where it's most exposed. That's like an appendage to the rest of the Terran bases.
Yeah, I'd like to see him drop all his mules there. Like, I feel like the bottom right, you should just mine out, because that is the hardest place to defend. You've got to mine out the hardest places to defend earlier on when you're more compact. And he hasn't been able to do that, but look, he's got it well defended, as we see.
Well, all those ultras just disappear.
Yeah.
That was actually a lot of lost money.
It certainly was. Now, Curious does have 10K, so I don't think he's fretting too much right now, but, you know, spending money on Ultralisks can be a way to throw a game, you know? It's, they are not always cost efficient.
Well, it seems like Flash has what he wants, and it looks like he's actually going to make a rotation through every single base. Hold up.
We actually have some nice pulls in here, but, oh wait.
I guess if you just have this many battle cruisers and then you have a Raven there as well, I think you can pretty much win most fights.
Yeah, it seems
Point
so.
defense drone actually will just absorb any projectiles Zerg has, I think.
Yeah, only infested Terrans go through it.
Yeah, that's it.
That is actually completely true. You are very right about that. Only infested Terran shots,
Maybe
but they don't get upgrades anymore, so that is not an answer. Against 3-3 battlecruisers, infested Terrans, it's like a nice massage or something. The battlecruiser probably gains health from it. I'm not sure, I haven't checked.
Well, he's now going to start sacking his tank. He really wants to get this like perfect Terran air army.
Wow. Dunked those last
Ultralisk is a badass. 12 HP. Well, he did take out that hatchery. That is helpful. I mean, there's plenty of minerals there. 8 Broodlords are being made right now. 4 more Ravens.
Yeah, a lot of
crazy here.
A lot of spores as well. You definitely might start using a mobile spore force to kind of babysit his Broodlords.
Well, he's now super maxing. That's where you make a bunch of spores or any other structure. Then you make a bunch more Broodlords or anything that's costs a bunch of minerals and gas and supply. And then you cancel that, so your drones can go back to mining. And that's how you actually make an army that's literally bigger than what was intended to be in the game.
Oh, he's starting to attack over here right now. Of course, that air army should be making its way over for Flash. He has so many Ravens, so many Vikings, so many battle cruisers. He should be able to take out this many Corruptors right now, I think.
Okay, he takes out the command center.
Hit and run, nice. And actually, he does shift where his air army's going.
He's got to rotate that around just right. I got to say, also, Flash did a good job picking up a lot of the creep tumors that are around the map here.
Look at this, the Sea Chinks once again playing the role of harassment units, much like Hellions in the late game. Wanting to throw those away against this type of Broodlord composition, realizing that he can go ahead and switch into air himself.
Tanks are actually doing a great job here. The tanks have actually done more damage. I just want to point this out. These tanks that he's basically fine getting rid of, they've done more damage than the Broodlord Corruptor army.
Absolutely, yeah. The thing is, with this army, you have to put so much of your supply into those Corruptors. He only has 8 Broods. So, that's like literally just to siege the turrets.
Can he actually get this, I think, yeah, he's going to get this hatchery here before the Broodlings can clean up the rest of these tanks.
Yeah, looks like he does in fact.
Okay, check on the preview PC. What bases have minerals now?
Okay, Flash has the top 3 bases, the left, are all okay still. The middle one is a little bit low. He's dropping all his mules in the top left, so that'll actually go pretty quick if he continues that trend. For Curious, he's pretty low. The one closest to Flash on the right-hand side has a lot of minerals, but almost no drones. He's mostly getting gas there. And there you have it. That's the Artosis 33-minute update on the state of the minerals. Back to you, Tasteless.
We'll keep you guys posted on what else is going on the map.
Tasteless, bring us back to the front lines.
Tanks destroying hatcheries. Are you safe as Zerg? Probably not.
The story after the rest of Dancing with the Stars.
Well, I mean, he's scanning literally everywhere. I mean, it's like Flash might as well be map hacking at this point in time.
30-year-old Broodlord says he feels young. The
learn his story after this.
Oh my god, that's so fun. Look, we got the music playing in the background like, da, 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 like, we'll be right back here at Channel 5.
And then the sports guy turns and is like, wow, I wish I still felt young.
There it goes. And then the show continues.
All right, Ling's killing off Siege Tanks. Standard issue.
I almost feel like Zerg has slowly checkmated himself each game into getting this Broodlord Corruptor. Like, this is not the answer.
If Curious were to take this, it would be on the back of insane fungals, but he only has four funglers.
It's so funny what you said.
There's 18 Ravens out.
18 Ravens.
How many Ravens is too many Ravens? This doctor thinks he has an answer tonight on the 7 o'clock news.
Well, I think Flash is actually just going to slowly push through here with this insane army. This insane army. Flash only has 29 SCVs, by the way. He's relying on mules.
Yeah, he's doing the real max.
Yeah.
You don't even know what maxed is, bro. He has 170 army supply.
I mean, at this point in time, he's making Curious look like he skips leg day. This is crazy, man. Well, this is so weird. Okay, we just don't get to cast games like this ever, guys.
Well, if Flash wins, I hope to see many, many more. I hope every Zerg that gets to the round of 16 gets knocked out by him. Oh! Nice move right there. Pulls back immediately. Hey, that's the type of move you need. That was value.
He's coming down now.
Costs money to repair battlecruisers. Corruptors will heal on their own.
He's getting closer. Looks like he actually wants to go into the main.
Those Broodlords are screwed. Watch this. Oh! I don't even hit air. This isn't a fair fight.
Why can't I fly above him and drop brood leads on him? Okay, so he's coming out now.
Oh, yeah, his fungals here.
Several screens worth of Terran army.
Look at that. Good fungals. Really great fungals. Insane value from these fungals. But guess what else is insane? The amount of point defense drones we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Infinity.
And they're getting driven back now. It's 193 to 134.
And this ain't some wimpy lesser infinity. This is greater infinity we're looking at with these point defense drones. Look at this. He can literally chase
he can literally zone him out of every part of the map because he has so much mana.
Yeah, he can fly to the end of the map. Thing is, 28 mutas. Well, mutas shoot faster, so I guess they'll use up those quicker, but he can actually fly those around the map and just kill buildings because they're so much faster than everything else, too.
He's still getting farther and farther along here.
Siege tanks are being made. It looks like Flash is guessing that he's going back into ground from here like he's done before. Not the case.
Look at this. He just keeps chasing him all the way to the upper left-hand side of the map. Look at this. There's nowhere to go. The map doesn't go any further.
Curious ran as far as he could, Tasteless, but it wasn't far enough.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
This is what nightmares are made out of. Look at this, though. Look at this. Hell of a lot of mutas on the way. Okay, hold on. He has... Okay, he's going to have 65 mutas. 65! And then suddenly 65 mutas.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I guess he got angry at Flash and decided to somehow make 65 mutas.
Just made those mutas.
He held down the M key for days.
Oh my God! Well,
no, I guess those don't beat those. Oh man!
Oh my God! Look at Curious. Curious is like, Zerg sucks. I'm out of here. Screw this, man.
Oh man! I need him to fly around the map and kill Terran buildings.
Look at how many mutas this is.
It's ridiculous. He's got 64. He's got 10 more on the way. Just fly around and kill buildings. You're faster. This map is huge. Make Flash lift command centers and just float in the corner. See who wins this the old-fashioned way. Oh, God.
Wow, that's actually a lot of kills there.
Yeah, it is. Curious, by the way, needs to, like, well, I guess he is. He's just retaking all the bases that Flash killed. 2 can play this game. Flash is like, no, this is solitaire, friend. You just haven't figured it out yet.
Wow, look, it happens again.
He needs some feedbacks.
I think this is pretty much the end here. That was all of the money he had saved. He broke the piggy bank on that one, guys, and I don't think it's going to pay off.
Well, yeah, you might be right on that. It's possible.
He went to Mutt Mutt Casino, and you never win at Mutt Mutt Casino against Flash.
Oh, down it goes. All right, he's going to pick off some of these. All right, that type of move is good. Thing is, Flash has a lot of money. He's making Pure Thor now. So that, I think Pure 3-3 Thor probably beats 65 mutas.
Yes, Sartosis.
I never thought anything would, but I think that is the case. All right, he's actually flying forward right now, and the point defense drones aren't going to last forever, Tasteless. We actually have him dropping turrets at this point, but hold on. We have these mutas pushing forward right now. And he's going to
clean up the remaining air army right now. Also, bear in mind that Flash has almost no gas.
But hold on, the Thors are incoming.
And I think if he gets his base at the bottom left, that's it, right? And Flash kills it.
Wait a minute. He's going after the Thors now.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Magic boxing over these Thors now.
You'd think as a literal god he'd make these Thors work, but right now, Curious running them over.
This is insane. Look at this.
That's a lot of Thors. He's got to switch back into ground. He can't do this anymore. This is insane.
He can loop back down here. There's still plenty of expansions he can utilize over here. The expansions have been less interrupted by Flash over the upper left, but that also means they mine out faster.
Oh, man. Looks like he is pushing into this base that was really kind of neglected.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that wasn't mined out way sooner.
Yeah, this one right here, for Zerg, I'm really confused about because it was so close to Terran that you want to mine it out sooner.
Well, they're coming up here. I think Ling Muta might be a good response to this, but there's a lot of Thors over here. Yeah, that's just
actually removing a lot of the Ravens.
I don't know if it's enough, though.
Is he giving up? Like what? Curious only has 75 supply.
GG!
Wow, epic series, epically long series indeed.
My God, man.
Wow.
Flash did it. Flash is in the round of 16, bitches.
All right, man, I'm excited about that. What can Flash do in this season?
Wow, guys, we never get days like that. So that was crazy.
That was the longest day of the year.
I cannot believe it. What is it, midnight now?
It is 11:40.
Wow.
Longest night of the year. Just a crazy match right there.
My God, what a treat.
Indeed.
Longest series of the year. Longest day of the year.
And, Curious, he has to be frustrated. He played very well, and he tried all sorts of clever things. Game 2, he got it to work. Game 3, I love that he tried to switch to mutas, but at the end of the day, Flash getting back into those Thors, it was smart, and it killed him.
Man, guys, remember, Curious was top 4 last season. Curious had a great games against Flash, but Flash did manage to do it, and Flash is in the round of 16.
That's
but,
right.
Wow, I mean, really long. I'm quite exhausted.
That was tiring, but it was a lot of fun. I love being able to cast a match so different and so weird, and be able to kind of learn new things.
Well, what's funny about it is that everything's on the line in that best of 3. Okay? If Flash loses that, he's out. And so what does Flash do? He turtles into endgame every single time, on every single map. All those maps are very different from each other.
If I was Geary giving Flash an interview, I would ask him, what do you think of
2위
Gumiho?
진출자
He'd probably
역시
call him a
수준
cheeser.
높은 메카닉 경기를 보여주신 테란 이영호 선수 만나보겠습니다.
Our second player
축하드립니다.
advances, Terran. It's
네.
Flash.
자, 정말 오늘
Congratulations. Says thank
매세트
you.
장기전을 거치고 올라가게 됐습니다. 누구보다
Played long
기쁜 것
games.
같은데 소감
Every
어떠세요?
set tonight. How do you feel?
진짜 게임하면서 거의 제일 힘든 날인 것 같고요. 게임도 많이 했고 진짜 게임도 막
This is the
즐거워하고
most
이래서
tiring day I've had in my
힘들었는데
entire career.
진짜
I
다행이에요.
almost lost some
컨디션
sets.
최악이시겠네요.
I was
제발
barely
가서
able to
가보자.
advance the round of 16.
네,
I'm very
그래도 정말 좋은
satisfied.
결과 있어서 다행입니다.
I actually just really want to go home and go to sleep, he says.
집중력과 끈기가 대단했기 때문에 이런 명경기가 나오지 않았나 생각이 드는데 저그전 어떠셨어요?
예.
How do you feel against Curious?
쉽게 이길 줄 알았는데 사실 멜타닉 하면 되게 좋더라고요. 그래서 쉽게
Thought it
이길
was
줄
going to be an easier
알았는데
match.
생각보다 이어프 선수가
I had confidence in my match.
원래 되게 안전하게 하는 스타일인데
I've had
계속
plenty of
오르는
easier
했어요.
matches
그래서
against
좀
Circle playing
말렸는데
match.
그래도 마지막 게임 때는
Curious played a really good
이겼다
game.
생각해서 좀 계속 편안하게 했어요.
네.
in the
오늘
last set,
가장 마음에 드는 세트도
almost in the middle of the
저그전에서
match,
나올 것 같은데 왠지
I felt that I had
어떤
that match.
세트가 나올지 좀 예상은 되거든요. 어떤 세트가 가장 마음에 드세요?
근데 진짜 지금
네.
게임 내용이 기억이 안
Which set was most
나서 마지막
satisfying set for you?
세트를 해야 될 것 같아요.
마지막 세트
I
가장
can't even
마음에
remember any of the games I played, just the last one I just did.
중반쯤이라고
I guess I'll just say the last game.
기억 좀 더 나세요?
예, 기억나고 마지막 게임은 그냥 멀티를 이제 위쪽으로 다 먹었을 때
네.
거의 이겼다고 확신했어요.
와, 오늘
When I expanded to the top left side of the map,
봤었어요. 포탑으로
that was the moment I thought I'd got the set.
모습과 궤도 사령부를 또 계속해서 지어주셨는데 오늘 혹시 궤도 사령부와 포탑 내가 몇 개 지었는지 아세요?
그거
Do you know how many
모르겠고
command centers
제가
and
제일
turrets
많이
you
지은
built
게
today?
108개로 아는데
I have
네.
no clue.
그것보다 많이 지었을 것
Maybe a
같네요.
few hundred.
오늘 아무튼 그 108개 얘기를 계속 하셨는데 오늘 포탑이 한 60개 정도 지으시고 또 추가로 그 궤도 사령부가 한 20개?
You built more than 60 turrets in a
오늘
single
정말
set.
진풍경이 나왔습니다.
By the way, that has to be some kind of
약간
record.
그 팬들의
It was a very crazy match.
그 모습으로 느껴지기도 했는데 어떠셨어요?
예, 이벤트
It was a very
하기에는
interesting game
게임이
for the
너무
fans.
힘들어가지고
네.
그냥 진짜 이기자는 생각뿐이었고요. 예.
네.
게임 이기는 게 이벤트라면 이벤트라고 생각해서
So it was a very
네.
tiring and long
열심히
match.
했어요. 예.
오늘 훨씬 더 많은 분들이
I couldn't really count my turrets
응원하시고
or think much about it.
기다리셨는데 진짜 어린 이영호 선수의 팬들을 차 시간 때문에
I just want to do my best to win each set,
아쉬워하시면서
one set at
가셨거든요.
a time.
그 끊기기 전에. 그래서 굉장히 많이 아쉬워하셨는데 그래도 이렇게 좋아하시는 모습 보니까 좋아하실 것 같습니다. 오늘 응원해주신 팬들께 한마디 하셔야 될 것 같아요.
예, 일단 늦게까지 남아주셔서 응원해주셔서
Any comments to your fans?
그리고
Thank you, everybody who stayed into the studio. I know it's almost midnight. I really appreciate it.
네.
And I
제가
also
좀
want to thank
마지막
the
최종
people
정보는 항상
who had to
떨어지는
leave
모습
because
많이
I understand that the
보여드렸는데
subway would be closing
좀
soon, the
극복한
train would be
모습
closing soon.
보여드려서 다행인 것 같고
네.
이제
Very happy that I showed better performance in my previous season. And finally, I'm in the group selections. I can't wait to have fun there.
얼마나 집중을 하셨는지 느껴지는데 16강 고지명식이 있고 그리고 그 위에 이제 경기들에서는 그 테란전에 대한 그 아쉬움만 보완하면 이번 시즌 정말 높은 곳까지 기대를 할 수 있을 것 같습니다.
So, what's your goal for this season, Flash?
어떠세요? 전 너무 아쉬웠거든요. 유리한 경기들이었는데 다 역전이 됐었어요.
네, 게임 하면서 신영이가 요새 게임 물이 올랐구나 이런 느낌을 많이 받았고요.
네.
좀 부족한 점을 게임 후에
When I
많이
played against Innovation, I knew he was in his
다른
top
쪽으로
form right
보완 많이
now.
해서 지금 저그점하고 프로토스전은 이제
And I know what I have to improve on and how I'll be defeating other Terrans in the future, so I'm going to work more on my
자, 이번
TBT.
시즌
And I think if I do that,
정윤중
I'll have a great
선수가
chance of
자신을
getting
위해서
deeper into
이번 시즌 또 활용을
the
해줄
GSL.
수도 있다 말을 했는데 조지명식에서 또 어떤 모습 보여주실지 네, 마지막 각오까지 들어보겠습니다.
제가 아까 윤종이가 그렇게 얘기했다고 말을 했는데
네.
사실 윤종이가
I told you guys the rain was going to be a pick if I go to group selections.
행정을
But I
할
don't
것
think he's going to keep
같은데
his word now.
윤종이의 고유 권한이니까 그런
네.
거 안 받아도 괜찮고 저도 이제 프로토스가 많다고 들었어요. 그래서 충분히 이번 시즌
I don't need to pick the rain it's going to give me.
네. 자, 이번에 또 멋진
I'm just
결과
gonna try to pick
만들어내신
an easier
만큼
group for
좋은
me.
결과 얻으시길 바라고요. 마지막으로 다시 한번 진출 축하드립니다. 네. 자, 이렇게 이번 시즌 2위로 진출하게 된 이영호 선수.
This is where we put the Excalibur back into the stone.
That's
The kings are dead. It's time to wait for a new one to come. tasteless. This is over. Innovation Flash made it out. A lot of people may have guessed that. Congratulations. I guess you were right. Curious, unfortunately, he's out, so that sucks.
This is where we slowly fade away. We're like, our functions as StarCraft casters is done, and we go like this to go, bye, and we slowly fade away, and the headsets just fall.
Yeah. It's as if
Crazy day today.
Altered past, and we're disappearing like the photos in Back to the Future. It's just like, oh, that's it.
Guys, we got to go. It was a great day today. We loved it, but crazy long day. Join us again. We'll be back on Wednesday to continue on with more of the GSL Code S. Good night.